I often wonder why Christians would post things like this, saying that this homeless man who studies the Bible has more wealth than the richest person who does not believe in the Bible, who's godless, as they would say. And when I was a Christian, I used to think this way, that you have more wealth when you have the Bible, when you have Jesus, than you have in all the world. For what does it gain a man to gain the whole world, but to lose his soul? Those were the teachings that I was brought up on. Those were the teachings that I believed. And yet still, I still had a problem with being poor. And I did not believe that it meant that I was supposed to be poor. But even the poorest man who has Jesus is wealthier than the wealthiest man who does not have Jesus, was still an issue. And this mindset is one of the things that keeps people back and keeps people from being able to grow to their greatest potential. But you know what else I found out? That this is also a mindset that many Christians have. And because of other doctrinal things within the Bible that would suggest that you give all your money to the church, to the priest, to the organization itself, that there was a study done and completed in 2012 that showed that at Berkeley University, University of California, Berkeley, that showed that people who are non-religious and agnostic, so atheists and agnostics, were more likely to give to people and help people for the betterment of humanity than those people who claim religion. This study was done on three different times with three different groups of people. And what it showed is that people who are agnostic or atheists have generally more compassion for the average human, the average person, than people who believe in a religious organization, who will follow a religious organization. Now, initially when I read this, I thought that, well, this got to be off, because you can go down to any city and you can see churches feeding people. You see churches, giving out book bags. You see churches, giving out cleaning kits to the homeless and whatnot. So at first I was thinking like, no, this can't be true. But then as I did more and more research and dug in, I come to realize that the overwhelming majority of organizations or people groups that are going out there that's helping homeless people, that's helping people in shelters, are not religious organizations. They're not religious organizations at all. Yes, there are some that do, but for the overwhelming majority, it is not done by religious organizations. Because I always made the assumption that the people I saw was from a religious organization or that they were religious people. But it would seem to suggest that people who just have a natural love and passion for humanity are the ones that do so. But in the study, it also talks about the fact that people who are in religious organizations often deem it that they give their money to the organization and then the organization will take care of the people. But we know that that is not the case for helping the majority of people. And so I wanted to take this information just a little bit further. And in taking it a little bit further, I started looking up some of the largest philanthropists in the world and throughout time. And one of the first persons that I came upon, which is very integral to me being as a black man, is that Andrew Carnegie was an atheist. Now, I'm not saying that he was a great person, but what I can tell you is that Andrew Carnegie, if it wasn't from him, then many of your HBCUs that are in America would not exist. He believed that the children of the former slaves should have an opportunity to become educated. So he was one of the primary drivers in creating the HBCUs. He convinced the Rockefellers and others to participate in the creation of the HBCUs. I'm not saying that they're great people, because even the worst person can do something right every now and then. A broken clock is right two times. But we have other atheist people. Warren Buffett has promised to give 99% of his wealth away at the point of his death. He's an atheist. I just forgot his name, who owns Virgin Airlines, Sir Richard Branson, who gives and deals with tremendous amount of philanthropy, is an atheist. So I was starting to find all these different people, and some of the other ones are not famous, but they are very wealthy, but they're atheists, and they're in charge of philanthropic organizations. They're giving away their money. and they're helping the case for humanity. And I believe that one of the reasons why is because people who are religious are always thinking of the hereafter. And that is why that picture is stated the way it is, because religious people, thinking about life after. You know, it's the Sealy out there with the linen, and Ophelia come up and you told Harpo to beat me. And she starts talking about how it don't matter how it is right now. It's like it's going on the glory in the hereafter that matters. So live in hell now. And I believe that mentality is why Christians would post this, and why Christians also would have the mindset that this man is wealthier than anybody else, and also why this study came out the way the study comes out, because Christians are more focused on later instead of looking at the people who are suffering in the now. Now, I've always believed in you should be accountable for the money that you donate. You should be accountable for the clothing that you give. You should be accountable for any type of charity that you do. I will buy someone food, but I will not give them straight up money. It's just not going to happen when I see homeless people. Matter of fact, Angie got a brand new friend back in Atlanta. What's his name? Mr. Reese. You ever at Wendy's off of Ponce City Market? You might see Mr. Reese. Got his little paintings, little homeless guy standing by the Wendy's. We bought him some food, and he talked to Angie for about 30 minutes. So I buy you some food. I'm not giving you money. So I think that you still need to be accountable, be responsible. I say accountable, but responsible for your donations and who you donate to and who you give money to. But I just find it very interesting that this is keeping a lot of Christians from accumulating wealth. Because here's the fact. If you are a good person, the more wealth you have, it's just going to demonstrate what type of person you are, how good of a person you are. If you have more money, then you can do more for people. When you don't have any money, all you can do is say stuff like this. So I would challenge every Christian who listens to this but can't stand me, earn more money so that you can actually get people like this off the street instead of just giving them a Bible. If you truly say that you're compassionate, that you're supposed to be here for the betterment of mankind, get people off the street. Take care of some of these people who are in desperate situations. Some of these families that get upended with diseases that they can't afford and their insurance is not paying for. Help those people. Do that. Show your love, this love that you're supposed to have for God and for people. Show it through that method instead of just handing somebody who's homeless the Bible and thinking that, oh, they'll be all right until they get to heaven. That's cruel. So y'all have a great day. And remember always, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.